Every language is born on a day and dies on another day. So there is nothing to worry about a normal language death. In fact, languages are dying since time immemorial. But the unprecedented death of languages today is quite alarming. Though the constructive and uniting aspects of globalization are well known, it also has many destructive and divisive aspects. That's why most conscious people today talk about localization, which is a combination of, I should say, which is a balanced combination of global and local. In the context of world's languages, it must be stated here that smaller languages have very limited access to meager resources, unlike the bigger and global languages. So, for a meaningful coexistence of both the global as well as the local languages, we must conduct our language planning activities in such a way that both are given enough importance in every country, every state in this world. Though such a step may be considered anti-developmental, it's actually not. In fact, it will help us to preserve the intellectual richness of the world. Language is the most important symbol of a community's identity. If a language dies, a community's identity is also taken away forever. And as a result, the community becomes without an identity, which is definitely not good on the part of any community in this world. Not only that, loss of a language also adversely affects the awareness among the speakers of a language about the environment, the flora, the fauna, etc. Because when a language dies, all the words which were used by the speakers for expressing the environment, the flora, fauna are also lost. When they start speaking a new language, in that language they may not have words for expressing the flora, fauna, environment which they were exposed to earlier. And that's the reason for which, from the point of view of the new language, the old environment, old flora and fauna, everything becomes an undifferentiated mass. It's needless to state that when a language dies, it takes away with it a history, a culture, a knowledge system, a way of life, etc. Since most of the smaller languages have not been studied and documented yet, their death would mean that we won't be able to know what all knowledge they contained when they existed on the earth for millennia. Now there is an effort in every country in this world to conserve the environment. I must mention here that conservation of the environment, in other words, conservation of biodiversity, is extremely important for the physical health of Mother Earth. And at the same time, it shouldn't be forgotten, rather it should be emphasized that conservation of linguistic and cultural diversity has a direct bearing on the mental health of the Mother Earth. So let's start advertising, propagating the conservation of languages before most of the languages die.